I have find theta. Finish. Okay. Let's see what you got here. So we're trying to find the angle. So cosine theta adjacent is 3.26 over hypotenuse is 8.4. Trying to find theta. So you have to move cos across and you'll get cos inverse 3.26 over 8.4. What's that? Three significant figures, right? 67.2 degrees. Last part, we have a little problem with the last part. They want the area of the whole shape. So they want the area of this. Same formula applies. Right? To find the area, half the sum of the base, sorry, half base by height. Do we have the height? Nathan? Do we have the height? Yep. Do we have the base? Do we have the base? No. Any ideas, Ashton? How do you get the base? How we could get it base, that's this whole length here. What we could do? Pythagoras theorem and find here, Pythagoras and find here. Correct? Yeah, that can work? Right. But today I want to give you a new formula. Right? There's a next formula that we could use to find the area of a triangle. Right? I want to give it to you one time. Let's say we have A, B, and we have theta. Right? There's a formula that we could use to find area of a triangle. Right? That formula will be half AB. Look at what A and B is. A and B are the lengths that make this angle. Okay? So it's half AB sine theta. In this case, the number for sine theta. Sine theta. So if we have this length and the angle in the middle, we could use this formula to find area. Do we have that? Do we have A and B? Look back at triangle. Do we have A? Yeah. 12.6. Do we have B? 8.4. Do we have the angle in the middle? Yeah. What's the angle here? The angle there was 67.2. What we do have here? Could you figure out it? How much is here? Here's 90. Here's 15. So here's 75. Okay with that? Yeah? Yeah? You sure? So this whole angle here is 75 plus this. So it's 75 plus 67.2. Okay? And then use the formula and work it out. So this might be slightly new, but this is the formula that we're going to use to find A of a triangle. Half AB times sin theta. Wait up. क्या मेरा भाई जय भाई How much is this again? 1.2 point. So without two significant figures, right? Add up when you add up these figures, right? How much is that? Two significant figures. Who do have a calculator? You have one? That's five people probably somewhere. How much you got here? 30? 32.2 meters squared, right? Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Jeremy, good with that? So these are the things that you have to do for right angle triangles. Today, our focus will be non-right angle triangles. This in this case, this way.
Why did you hate me?
And you need this? Let's see. Right, so today you want to focus. Today you want to focus on non-right angle triangles. Right? All the time when focusing on right angle triangles, now we're going to focus on the more popular type, right? Non-right angle triangle. Right, what you say? I want to understand how we label, right? Whenever we label, we use capital letters for angle. So here's capital E, capital B, capital C. Right? Opposite A is the length, common E. Okay? Opposite capital B, uppercase B, right? Is lowercase b, opposite C will be C. That's okay? So that's where the labeling comes from, right? Angles, capital, lengths, common. Okay? And you have two rules to learn. You have cosine rule, right? And let's just focus on one. I don't want to get used to this, and then I will show you next. Actually, I'm going to do one. Right? Cosine rule, right? So we have two rules to learn, cosine rule and we have sine rule. When do we use cosine? Right? You have two conditions that you use cosine rule for. The first condition is whenever you have two lengths and the angle it makes. You must have that. So if you have two lengths and the angle it makes, right? Meaning two lengths and the angle it makes, two lengths and the angle it makes, two lengths and the angle it makes. If you have any other, any one of those, right? You can use cosine rule. Or if you have more length than angle. Okay, and the rule looks like this, right? The rule looks like this, right? If you have B and C and you want to find A, it'll be A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. That's the two lengths you have, minus 2BC cosine of the angle capital E, right? So if you want to find A, you must have B, C, and A. If you want to find P, you must have C, A, and P. That's okay? So you must have two lengths on the angle that it makes or more lengths. So sometimes they will give you three lengths and after to find the angle. I'll show you how to handle all of those, right? That's okay? So cosine rule is used once you have these two conditions. Either one. Either one, and yeah, you can choose cosine rule. Sine rule, on the other hand, sine rule, you have two conditions again. You have a length opposite angle. So whenever you have lengths and opposite angles, right? You use sine rule, or if you have more, if the angles is more than or equal to the number of lengths. Right? Sine rule is more with angles, cosine rule is more with lengths. Right? And the sine rule looks like this. A over sine of A is B over sine of B, or it could be C over sine of. Right? Copy down. I want to show you how to use them. Okay. Actually, understand how to use the rules, right? If you don't use these rules properly, you're doing the right example. You can use these to solve everything. This thing is knowing which rules to use. Everything else is right. Once you learn to use it, once you learn to pick out the rules properly. All right, nice. So let's take a look at number one. You have to figure out which rule to use here, right? Let's say I gave you 12 meters, 15 meters, and the angle here is 50 degrees. And I set the pi next. What do you think, Jeremy? What do you think? Cosine or sine rule? Why do you say that? One of those conditions. Right, you have two lengths and the angle it makes, right? You also have more lengths and angles, correct? You see that? Straight up. So we're going to use cosine rule. Right? We're going to use cosine rule. Cosine rule is what again? A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. Right? After you put in your values, I want you to remember this. Especially if you have a sharp. You're working out this first. Work out this in brackets. You can put all in the calculator at once, but put brackets here and put brackets here. And then you'll give it a squared, then square root. Right? You gotta be careful. If you put this whole thing in the sharp without the brackets, you'll get it. Right? So if you have a sharp, put brackets here, and the minus sign in the middle. All right. So what is A, what is B, and what is C? There's A, there's B, and there's C, and there's the angle E. Got you? You okay with that? So A squared is x squared, 12 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 by 12 by 15 cosine 50. Right? Put this whole thing in the calculator and tell me what you get for x squared, then square root it, and you'll find it. Right? Casio, you could just put it in just like that without any brackets. Yeah, let me answer. Tell me what you get before you square root it, right? Everybody try it, everybody try it, work it out. Tell me what you get before you square root and then well, square it out. Yeah. This number, what is square root again? Yeah, then right. Something else, whatever. Right, so once again, when you put the whole thing in, and then that's where. Right, but I don't want you to write down the squared part, right? Just square root it so you don't have any wrong enough to do. Take the exact value and square root it. Right? But I want to make sure we're getting the same thing. What you got here? 137.6. Do not square root this, square root your exact answer. Right? And you got how much? 11.7. Right? Don't round off, right? Don't write what I have. I just want to make sure I'm getting the same things. And then square root. Online, you all okay? They don't like this side. Are you okay with it? Online? Try this here after, right? Try this one here. By next year, come on. Right? This is right rule, right? Exactly. Are you sure? No, you're any look. Get wrong? Want to go on to it? No, you want to change anybody? No? Are you guys? Which rule? Cosine or sine? What? Cosine rule? Right, very good. Let's check it out to make sure. Nice. Why? Two lines on the angle in the middle, right? So set it up again. X squared is equal to 18 squared plus 21 squared minus 2 by 18 by 21 cosine 30. That's okay? Right? You have 18, 21. Work it out, angle in the middle. Right? When you work it all out, x squared was around what? 100 point something, right? So x was what? 10.5. All together? Huh? What you got us? You did back this first? That's all right. We're gonna same thing. Yes. How much you have here? What was the exact thing? 110.3. And when you square it together, so you had it right. 110 and then you square root it. Right, online, you all got that? Annalie, Jason, Rihanna. Are they okay there? Pina, you got that? Yeah.
We think I'm going to calculate, but I'll tell you, I'll double dice.
Which one? You want the one that he was doing? Yeah, but he was someone the same thing.
I don't know, bro.
You're okay with that? You have somebody else named Kevin something. Everybody okay with that? Match you all get up? Yeah, you all got this right? Online, all get this right? Tell me, Baba. Huh? Match you? Oh. Are you getting college, right? Sure. Next one. You have to figure out the rule as well, right? What's the rule here? Huh? Why? Because you have length, opposite angle, length, opposite angle. So they want you to find theta. That's okay? You can't use cosine rule here because you do have the two lengths that make the angle. See that there? So you have two lengths, right? So you have the length, opposite angle. So it means that we are going to use the sine rule. Okay? Right? Use sine rule and find for theta. I'm saying use the solving skills here. And I'm just telling you what to do. I want to say how you solve it. In when there.
Yeah.
Take your time. I want you to use the rules I gave you, length, opposite angles, and work it out.
We think about the class where FX 150 E as 12.
I really want 15.
150.
115.
Yeah.
I know that this one well, 991. That's calling model. FX 991. 991. Right? So big C is theta and small c is what? 5. Right? And here's what A. Subject the formula. Yeah. Right? Very good. So what's here? If you get in trouble to select it, we could use the same notation, right? Let's call theta, big C, 40, capital A, 12, common A, and 5, lowercase c. You okay with that? Right? And now we're going to use the rule A over sine A is equal to, well, in this case, we're using the C part, C over sine C. Right? Cross multiply, y cross multiplying. Two fractions separated by a equal sign. Cross multiply and solve this. Go ahead. Finish it up. Cross multiply, solve for C. Right, message answers are online. Only seen one person message it. Alright, ready? Try to, I want to see you all see the subject and the formula. Right? A is the length, so that's 12. Over sine A is 40. C is 5, that's the length, over sine of the opposite angle that you're trying to find. right? Cross multiply. So you'll get 12 sine theta. It's 5 sine 40. And I want to see you make theta result. I'm giving you a minute. 1 minute and then I will do it. I can talk about it. Right, when school reopen, right? One of the classes will still remain same time on Saturday. But there'll be a next class during the week as well. That class is not very teaching. That class is just saying, come and practice. They will parents will come and practice. Parents. Right? As long as they want an hour, 2 hours of field. All right? But that next class where you just come and practice. Okay? So if you know you didn't like factorization, want to do that and practice, you go to sheet and practice. Right? You plug in the answers, you'll come to correct it, and then you which you want to get. All right. They also have the option online as well, but a teacher won't be there. You just do it for yourself and on the correct. All right. And remember, if you all want, you can sign up with January, right? You want to practice. Right? January sign up will be August or first week in September. Right? So what you'll do here, you'll work out 5 sine 40, you'll get some value, right? How much is that? How much? 3.2. And then you bring across 12. So you'll get sine theta is equal to 5 sine 40 all over 12. How much is that? When you work out this, how much you got? 3.2 over 12 is about 4 points something about how much? Huh? Just bring across the 12 and then sine and do the whole thing. Yeah. So you don't round up. That's all. So work out this 5 sine 40, open brackets all over 12, all the sharp calculators do that, right? Put a bracket here and then divide by 12. Right? If you have a sharp calculator, put 5 sine 40, put that in brackets and then divide by 12. How much you get? To your point? To your point? 2.7.
Yeah.
So now we have sine theta. Now we have sine theta is 0.27. Theta is equal to sine inverse 0.27. And you'll get your angle, which is 50.5 degrees. 1.5? Online, you got that? Nice, Rihanna. 15.6. Well, based on how you round off. So again, watch it here. You substitute the lengths on top, angles underneath. Cross multiply, right? When you cross multiply, you'll reach here, bring across the 12, and then carry across sine and find sine inverse of that. So I worked out 5 sine 40 on 12, which is this, and then I bring across sine to get sine inverse. Okay? If you don't want to round off, find sine inverse of this. I kind of prefer that. Bring across sine and find sine inverse right here. Okay? Let's go again. So once you all master this, you have to remember this for next week because when we do parents, you need this. All right. I'll pass around and watch this one online. Just message what you get from theta here, right? Right? Find the theta. So when I finish, I want to check it online. That's all the finished message answer. Right, and I want to see besides Rihanna and Jason. I'm gonna see who not replying that. Abdul and Vinay. Crystalline, you too. What's the rule we use in then? What's the rule? Time. I'm making next one, right? You know which rules, right? Once you have to use the conditions. Go ahead. That's right. Yeah. Fine, teacher. Yeah. Can't figure out what A, B, or C, right? Just compare to the original triangle. Or just copy, but change 20 to 60. Okay, wait, sorry. Right, just change 20 till about 60. Sorry, what up? Ah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
let me back up.
Yeah.
Yes. What you all got? Right? So let's see if we get it right. Right? Let's see if we got it right. Um, first thing first, let's see. Right. So we're using sine rule because we have length opposite angle, length opposite angle. Right? So we have 15 over sine 50 is 16 over sine theta. Cross multiply, you'll get 15 sine theta is 16 sine 50. Trying to make theta the subject, so I'm moving 15 first. So sine theta is equal to 16 sine 50 all on 50. Right? Don't work it out, you don't want to round off, right? So carry across sine one time. And you'll get sine inverse of this whole thing here. Right? Sine inverse of this. Sine inverse of this and negative value. How much is that? 54.8.
Yeah.
Everybody okay with that? All get that? Right. Sometimes it's not that simple to figure out which root to use. Right? So I'm gonna give you one a little more challenging. Any questions online there? Brianna, you all okay? Yeah. Right. I give you the order I want you to find it in. Find x and then find theta. This is exactly what you will see in a bearing question. You will draw a bearing, and when you finish, you'll get a triangle looking like this. And they will ask in the same order. So I want you to figure out the rule to use here and the rule to use here. Right? Take your time. And I'll pick on some people. Right? I will start with D1. D1, what do you think for x? What's the rule to find x? Not you. What do you think is the rule to find theta? Huh? Why you say sign? Plus you have the length and the opposite angle. See enough? Length, opposite angle, length. Right. So you're using cosine that side. Right? Go ahead, upward. Take your time. Yeah, you can have it. Treat the return figures. Right, period method of code, one method period tomorrow, I guess. Period. Anybody confused? Come on, you can trouble. Want to do this right? Well, yes, 7.81.
What?
Fine. Go ahead.
Saya 7.7 ya.
7.something. 7.7. I put it wrong thing and I was 61. Ready? Finish. 2 parts. Right, let's check it out. Let's check out part 1. So we recognize part 1 is cosine rule because we're using 2 lengths and the angle in the middle. So you want to find x squared x. So that'll be 12 squared plus 10 squared. It don't matter the order you put it in, right? You'll get the same answer. Minus 2 by 12 by 10 cosine 40. When you work it out, you got 7.76 meters. Part 2, we're using sine rule. But in order to use sine rule, we have to put in x. Right? We have length, opposite angle, length, opposite angle. So we're not using 10. Right? We can't use 10 because 10 doesn't have an angle. Okay? So we're using length, opposite angle, length, opposite angle. That's okay? Anyway, try using cosine rule for part 2. No, it's possible, right? I didn't show you that today, but because you have 3 lengths and the angle in the and this angle here, you could have also used cosine. I'll show you that next week. Right, but sine rule is length over 40, 7.76 over sine 40, and 12 over sine theta. Right? We can't use 10 because we don't have the opposite angle. Cross multiply and you will get 7.76. Sine theta is equal to 12 sine 40. And then we'll get sine theta is equal to 12 sine 40 over 7.76. Don't work it out, just carry across sine. And you'll get sine inverse 12 sine 40 over 7.7. Okay, which is 83.7. Okay with that? Yeah. So that's the way we use cosine rule and sine rule, right? But before we do bearings, I still want you to, we still have to do a couple more examples. For example, how to use cosine rule to find an answer. All right, I want to show you that as well. Right, so we'll do a couple of those on Monday, and then